What happens if you don't wash properly? You get dirty. In terms of a model, that means you get a weathered appearance. And this model from Diecast Masters is a Caterpillar 966M in a weathered decoration. The model comes in an outer shipping carton, so let's see how much it all weighs. And it's 4 pounds 4 ounces, or about 1.93 kilograms. On we go, let's open up the packaging and see what is inside. Out comes some more packaging, and we've got a Weathered Series sleeve, and that encloses the model box. Taking the sleeve off gives us our first view of what the model is, and the Cat 966M is a wheel loader, and it's sitting on a base. On the back of the box there's some licensing information. The Weathered Series box style is high quality and it has an opening flap. And the first thing we see is the Diecast Masters mini brochure for 2022, and we'll look at that shortly. After that we've got a number of foam rubber pieces, and you can have fun trying to memorise what order they came out in, to see if you can put them back in the same order later. Finally we get to a piece of foam rubber that actually holds the model, and using the giant hand excavator we can carefully shovel it out. Also in the box is a base plate to display the model on. Let's take a look at the Diecast Masters 2022 mini brochure, and that lists a number of new models including this one. And it also shows you that you can probably just fill a room with Diecast Masters Caterpillar models. Before we start, just a reminder that you can see a lot more about models on the Cranes Etc. website, and the link to it is in the video description below. Also, if you want to know where you can buy scale models, then you can click on links on the website, including those in the shopping mall. And listed here are dealers that sell models in countries across the world. Well, I suppose we can call it assembly. All it requires is to take the wheel loader out of its packaging and place it on the display base. It rests there without any fixings. Let's check the weight of the model parts. And firstly, the base is heavy at 1 pound 7 ounces, and that's nearly 650 grams. And actually, it weighs more than the model. And if we put it on the scales, we see it weighs 420 grams, and that is nearly 15 ounces. Let's start by looking at the base, and it's made of a resin material. And it's nicely textured because it also includes the tread marks from the tyres. Looking underneath, it's nice quality. There's a Diecast Masters marking and there are nice rubber feet, so it will sit on a shelf without moving about. Looking underneath, it is reasonably detailed, and it's good that the weathering effect also applies underneath, and there are areas where the metal looks as though it's had some scrapes. The tyres also have an effect to make them look used. At the back, the grille has the Cat name and a video camera on top, and the overall effect of the weathering here also looks very good. Moving around to the side of the engine cover, and the weathering's also been applied over the Cat 966M logo, and the big tyres also have various scuffing marks, and there's a good dose of dirt inside the wheel hubs. The edges of the wheel arches look like they've suffered some paint loss. And this model also has metal handrails which have been given the treatment. The area around the pivot point somehow looks more realistic with the dirtying effect, and the overall look is one of realism. Weathering has also been applied to the cab, and that includes the windows, and the mirrors and grab rails here are plastic. A nice touch of detail here is where the windscreen is clean where the wiper wipes. Moving to the loader arms, and the weathering decoration is applied, but one detail that could be better is the weathering on the pistons. It would be better if they were just left shiny. The weathering on the big metal bucket also has wear around the edges and the teeth. We start underneath and the wheels spin attached to common axles, and there's very good pivoting of the rear axle. There is steering across the pivot point, but it only achieves a fairly shallow angle. Out on the Cranes Etc. site, the 966M rolls very easily, and if we set the steering, we can achieve a nice slow turn. At least you won't tip it over if you're speeding. The oscillating rear axle has a very good range of movement, and that helps the machine travel over rough terrain. Onto the loading function, and you can raise the bucket to a reasonable height above the cab roof. But the bucket linkage struggles a bit when it comes to tipping, and you can't really get a decent tipping angle on the bucket. If you want, you can lower the loader arm so that you get a cut angle, but the bucket is challenged again with achieving any type of carry angle. This is a medium-sized wheel loader, so it's good as a transport load on a piece of heavy haulage. And the model does look realistic, sitting on a trailer deck. The Diecast Masters Weathered series is an interesting way to present a scale model. The weathering is really good considering it is a mass-produced item, and the model itself is decent enough with some very good detailing, and most of the functionality is good enough. Overall, it looks realistic, and the model is rated as very good.